The playoffs feel like a new season and a new opportunity. Spanish Fork and Bear River are ready to prove they're better than their regular season record. The Dons had a thrilling walk-off win in double overtime against Orem, but suffered 4 straight heartbreaking defeats in region play, all by a touchdown or less.
Distant time and wide open is Marvel.
Bear River was a 2-point conversion away from shocking undefeated Skyview.
Looking to throw, and it's caught. No, it goes incomplete.
The number 1 seed in the 4A playoffs. Like the Dons, the Bears endured one close loss after another in region play. The winner will get a shot at number 1 Skyview next Friday in the 4A second round. Bear River, Spanish Fork, our Game Night Live, Game of the Week. Let the playoffs begin.
A KSL Sports presentation. Game Night Live kicks off now. Sponsored by UCCU.
Oh, it doesn't get any better than this. A awesome fall day in Utah. We're in Spanish Fork, Utah tonight as we kick off the 4A state playoffs for our Game Night Live Game of the Week between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. Jeremiah Jensen, Stevenson Sylvester here with you as we always are on a Friday night. And Sly, this is a fun one. We looked at these matchups in the playoffs in the first round. This is the one that the analytics said is the most even, the most competitive. We got 2 teams here tonight that their seasons didn't go exactly how they wanted, but they played in a lot of close games. They took some really close games to the limit. You look at Spanish Fork. They've got a running back that carries a big load, Caden Vest.
Yes.
You know, Sly, in playoff football, you got to be able to run the football, and Spanish Fork can certainly do that. They've got a guy.
Yeah, Caden Vest, you can give this guy the football multiple times a game. He is up over 1,400 yards on the season. This guy runs the football effectively, extremely well each and every night. You give it to him 20, 30 times a game, you're going to get things done. When you're running the football effectively, you're going to open everything else for your football team up. That takes time off the clock for the other team to operate, and that allows you to assert your dominance on that other team. So having a great running back as Caden Vest definitely makes it easy for you as an offense.
The Dons have taken the field. The Bear River Bears have as well. And you look on the Bear River side, their offense has been pretty electric this season, and it's thanks to a quarterback wide receiver combo, Owen Olson and Jace Roberts.
Yeah, Jace Roberts is a great two-way player, but on the offensive side of the ball, this guy gets it done. Over 960 yards on the season. Owen Wilson also throwing for 200 or 2,300 yards on the season. These two combination is very hard to stop. When you know you're going into a game and you know that's the guy you got to stop and you still can't do it, that is a dynamic bunch. But that's exactly what brings to the table with Owen Wilson and Jace Roberts. These guys are going to be great, and number 11 is going to be lighting up your TV screens today.
Time now to join Meryl Luz Cook down in the end zone. She's got more on both of these teams who feel like a new beginning here tonight.
Absolutely. Round the playoffs.
All right, we're enjoying the coin toss right now. So the Bear River Bears will receive. They will go north to south. And the Dons, they deferred to the second half. They won the toss.
Yeah, I think it was great. You know, hearing from the coach in the pregame, just knowing that the adversity that this team has to face, you know, coming into this game 3-7, there's just a lot of things that even coming into this game, they got to travel all the way down from Cache Valley to come down here and play Spanish Fork. That level of adversity, getting down here, they face some traffic. The coach was just like, our team is used to that. So
yeah.
they listen to them. They just really seem unfazed and ready to go for this game. They said they had a great week of practice. So really excited to see them take off in this football game.
We are just seconds away for this 4A first-round playoff matchup. The winner of this game will get the #1 seed in the 4A state playoffs, the Skyview Bobcats. That game will take place next Friday. I mentioned Bear River.
Right, took them down to the end.
Took them right down to the end, had a 2-point conversion to win it, and they failed, but they came really close to stunning the undefeated Skyview Bobcats. Spanish Fork beat Orem this year. Orem was, at the time, healthy and one of the best teams in 5A.
Right.
They got them up on their home field. So we're here because we believe these two teams are really good football teams. Spanish Fork's a young football team. This should be a great football matchup tonight, and some teams that could surprise and make some noise. Both teams could give Skyview a scare next week in that second round.
Yeah, I think that speaks to the aggressiveness of Bear River as well. So you can see that, you're going to see that tonight. I had the opportunity to send this to overtime with a simple kick, and I decided to, let's go for 2 and make that happen against the #1 team in the state. So I think it's going to be an awesome matchup tonight. Both of these teams are really skilled. Just played some really tough matchups all throughout this season, and I think that just promotes for good football in the playoffs.
Gladen Barons with a terrific kickoff return. It's got the Bears starting this possession, their first possession of this game, at the 32-yard line. That Bear sideline fired up. That's going to help them here as they try to go on the road and win a playoff game. Our first chance to see Owen Olson at quarterback. On the keeper, he gets a few yards on first down.
Great job. Success on first down is getting the 3-yard run, right? And that's exactly what they're doing right now, easing their way as they open things up. But keep your eye on number 11. It won't be long before we'll be saying his name.
Jace Roberts. Split wide. They're going to go to number 2. That's Talon Marble. Marble gets a few yards before he stopped. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and short.
This is great.
About 2 yards.
Exactly what you want. You want 3rd and manageable, right? 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2. I can do a lot of different things here. I can run the football, straight ahead. I can do an outside run. I can do a play action, a bootleg. I can go a straight drop back pass if I want here. Even a screen. You can run a screen. There's a lot of things you can do with 3rd and manageable.
3rd and 2, right up the middle. Leads forward. I don't know if it's enough. Let's see where they mark him.
He got it.
Yep, they got it. First down. The officials wave the chains forward. It's a first down carry for the Bears.
Love what you can do at 3rd and manageable. You can really open things up. That defense, you got to call a really safe defense because you don't know what they're going to come out with. Oh, false start there on the left tackle.
I mentioned Spanish Fork's youth. Bear River also has some young players in this game. Tyden Jones, their running back, who you just saw there get a first down. He's a junior. Owen Olson breaks a big run down to the 30 into Spanish Fork territory. What a run by the quarterback. Owen Olson, he pulled it. He looked like he was going to give it to Tyden Jones, but he pulls and goes.
Great play call right there. That's the option route where you can choose to either hand it off or go straight, but this was a designed QB run right up the gut. Took a step back and hit it right on the money.
Now it's Tyden Jones. This time he hands it off, and no play fake there. Jones takes it, and he's got a first down. The Bears are moving it right now.
Exactly what you want to do. They are opening it up with the running game.
They're doing this with some tempo, too. They're moving. Olson. He's in trouble. He's going to get rid of it. Incomplete.
Great decision right there to throw it away. Short side of the field, not a lot to work with, and there was a safety right over the top to hit Jace Roberts if he would have catched that. So great decision by Owen right there. Keep thinking I'm going to say Owen Wilson.
I'm doing the same thing.
I can't say that.
You could forgive us. It's just... We've watched way too much Zoolander, so.
I'm talking about Wedding Crashers. That's Wedding Crashers.
Name your pick. He's got some great ones. Night at the Museum. How about? We could keep going all day.
Oh, yeah.
Olson Screen pass to Jones.
It's going to call a block in the back there. It's going to bring that one back. Well, great setup, great play call. Slow developing screen right there. But they got great yardage out of it. But let's see what this penalty is. Yeah, that's the thing. That was a very slow developing screen. So the guy downfield, the offensive lineman downfield, you really don't know how long the block or where the runner is at. That's why things is all about timing and all of that. So when it's a slow developing screen, you're always at liberty to get something like that going.
So that will push the Bears back out of the red zone. 2nd down and 16 from the 22-yard line. Olsen. He's going to keep it right up the middle again. It's open. It's there. The tackle made for Spanish Fork by number 22, Ethan Beckstead. And not before Olsen gets about 6 to 8 of those yards back. He's at the 14-yard line. For Bear River to bring up 3rd and about 7.
It's a great play caller. Such effects on the ground in this game. You got one-on-one up top. Yeah, check to the one-on-one up top there.
Jace Roberts, single coverage. That's where he's going. Roberts has a chance. Excellent defense. Well played by number 21, Brock Jacobson. It's like Coach Smith could not say enough nice things about Brock Jacobson, the junior.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, this might be the best kid he's ever coached. And that's saying a lot. You know, Coach Smith has coached a lot of talent in this state over the years. But he's had this specific junior class ever since they were in the 3rd grade. So he's been developing and working with them. But he said that he has some of the best intangibles as far as character, as far as work ethic, as far as leadership capabilities that he's ever seen. And so he's a big, big part of this football team.
Stone Higley makes the field goal attempt. It's 3-0. Bear River on the board first with 8:35 left to play here in the first quarter. An excellent drive for the Bear River Bears. Penalties slowed them down there at the end, but they marched down the field at will.
Yeah, so it was actually a good stop by the Dons, though, because it looked like Bear River was going to score, just any way that they wanted to. The way that they were driving down the field with the running game, establishing themselves. They really didn't have much luck in the throwing game on that drive. And it turns out that that's what slowed them down. But if you can get 3 points in a playoff game, especially on your first few drives, you take them. But throughout the game, I bet you the coach is telling them is we cannot exchange field goals for touchdowns. We got to convert these red zone attempts to touchdowns.
Kickoff return by Traven Davies.
Oh, great hit.
And he's knocked out of bounds. Number 3 with the hit there.
Great coverage.
That's Garrett Stone with a stop. Let's go down to Mary Louise Cook on the sideline. Sorry, we're still working on that microphone. We'll get Mary Lou's here in a moment. We'll keep working on that. We'll get back to the action. 8:25 to play first quarter. 3-0 Bear River leads Spanish Fork. The Dons get their first possession on offense.
That's a false start there.
You saw it immediately.
Yeah.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
A little anxious. Talking to Coach Smith there, I think this Spanish Fork team is excited. So we'll see exactly how excited they are about playoffs here. And he's like, I want to make a deep run in these playoffs. It starts here versus Bear River, a very good football team. See what type of energy they bring out on this first drive.
Back them up 5 yards, 1st and 15. McKay Smith, the quarterback, the junior. He'll hand it off to Vest. They'll lean on Vest tonight on offense. He's also a junior, 5'8", 185-pound running back. As we mentioned in the open, he's been the workhorse all season long. It's really nice to have a 1,000-yard back.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, in high school, they play 10 regular season games. So when you have a 1,000-yard back in high school, you got yourself a dude.
For sure. 1,200 yards. As you said, 10 games, easily over 100 yards a game.
Smith will pass for the first time. It's a screen. And guess who? Vest catches it. Some blockers in front. He'll end up getting a few yards. Makes up for some of that penalty yardage, and he's got a gain of about 7 or 8.
It's a great gain right there. Great play call, great execution right here. Vest does a great job of staying close to his blockers, getting as many yards as he could. His Bear River defense is flying around. But that was a great play call right there. Interesting to see what they call on 3rd and long.
It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 27. Smith has 4 receivers and Vest in the backfield. Bear River showing some blitz, and he showed a little too much.
Well,
It's number 20.
that was great patience there by Aaron Dunn. Aaron Dunn, who is a top recruit in this state in the class of 2025. Talking with Coach, everybody's on this guy.
You can see him right there. He's about a foot taller than everybody else.
Everybody.
The offensive tackle for Spanish Fork, number 79.
He's playing both ways in this game, playing D tackle for them as well. But his position is that offensive tackle position. I think he could play left or right tackle. But the last 2 years he's been at the right tackle, and everybody's on this guy from USC to Tennessee to Utah. He's gotten all offers at the Yin Yang, and by this time next year, he probably should have every country and every school in the country.
It's 1st down. Vest gets enough. So that offensive line gets enough of a push, Dunn included. Aaron Dunn, 6'8", 285 pounds as a junior in high school.
He was that weight last year.
Yes, he was.
He
started
big
as a
boy.
freshman.
Yes.
So Smith and company with a new set of downs to work with. He's going to hand it off. No, he's going to go play action. He's going to go deep. Over the middle.
That's
no flag.
That's surprising.
Ryan Olson, the senior, the intended receiver.
He's got to put some air under that ball. When you get single coverage like that, you got to give your guy an opportunity to go get it. Go make a play. Throw him open right there. There was low trajectory on that football right there, and it was like, look, if you don't catch this, that's it. And you didn't give him an opportunity to adjust in the air. But that was pass interference. If there was anything that I've seen before that was pass interference, defender wasn't looking, holding onto the jersey clearly, plainly, but the back umpire didn't think so. The back judge didn't think so.
So 2nd and 10 for the Dons.
Loaded backfield, interesting formation.
It's a pitch out to Vest. Finds a small gap, but it disappears quickly.
Yeah.
Nice tackle made by number 13, Gunnar Christensen.
Yeah, this formation is the formation you run if you have a good running back. The I formation with the offset back there where you're just leading up into that hole and you're showing the defense where you're going, but you don't care. As we said, Vest has had a tremendous season this year, 1,200 plus yards, just been killing it. And, I think the Bear River's done a great job thus far, but so think about a running game, you just keep at it, and it'll break.
Correction, Cutler John with the tackle there. Cutler John with a nice tackle. McKay Smith connects right at the sticks. The receiver, number 28, Nixon Warren, who is a freshman.
Great throw. Great throw. They're giving him forward momentum. They're going to give him a 1st down.
We've reached the 5-minute mark of the 1st quarter. The Dons taking their time here. They're up to the 45-yard line. It's always interesting, Sly, which teams like to play up tempo and which like to slow it down.
Yeah. I like the teams that go in between. They use up tempo and then they go slow.
Vest up the middle again, gets about 3 or 4 yards on 1st down.
It's good to plug away, man. Plug away. Run, then pass. Run, then pass. Good strategy, classic strategy that always works. Just got to worry about execution. They're doing a pretty good job here on this drive.
Spanish Forks coached by Dustin Smith. Bear River is coached by Trampus Waite in his second season. Smith over the middle. The ball's caught all the way to the 30-yard line. That's a 25-yard connection. Brock Jacobson, the receiver, he had that big play on defense a moment ago, and now the biggest gain of the day on offense.
Great route, great throw. That's got to be a tight window right over the linebacker into a tight seam route with the safety over the top.
Smith pump fake,
Nice.
wide open,
Oh.
overthrows him. Smith took a shot, the pressure was on, but had a little bit too much mustard on that one, intended for Brock Jacobson again.
It's a great throw great route right here. Needed a little more air under the throw to be able to connect with that one. Great route by Jacobson. Almost had himself a touchdown.
Jacobson now in motion. He gets the handoff, cuts it up, and he doesn't get much. About 3 yards to the 27-yard line. This will be 3rd down and 7. Now Spanish Fort goes tempo.
Yep.
Vest in the backfield with Smith. He's got trips to his left. Now they'll slow down and reset.
Look how flat the Bear River defenses are. You got zero coverage here.
Plenty of time. Smith takes a shot down the middle, over the top. Incomplete. Looked like Jacobson couldn't even see the ball. He turned around and couldn't find it. It was there.
Yeah, the sun's behind us, so he should have been able. The sun's not a thing. But that's a great call. A good check with me call there by the coach. I mean, it was wide open. You got all the defenders are on one playing field. You had no back safeties. You're literally going ISO there. That's got to be a choice route of, if my defender's inside of me, I got to break that out to the corner.
Okay, Benji Vargas will attempt a 44-yard field goal. He's got the distance. It's good. Vargas is good from 44 yards, and we are tied up at 3. We got some good kickers here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looked easy for him.
That was good from 54.
Nice. Well, playoff football, you're going to get a lot of tie ball games. It's a low-scoring affair. I think both of these defenses are doing pretty well. As I said, you've seen some windows of opportunity there for Spanish Fork, for even Bear River's offense. But these defenses buckled down late in the drives and being able to get off the football field, which is exactly what you want.
So tied at 3 with 3:03 left in the first quarter. How about that? All teams have 3 timeouts.
There's a lot of threes on the board.
How many
right
more
now.
threes can you have at one time? Vargas will kick off. That is into the end zone. That will not be returned. Let's go down to Mariluz Cook in the end zone. Mariluz.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremiah. Round 1 of the playoffs. It means it is a new season for both of these teams, and both of these teams entering this game with regular season records that they'd likely want to forget. Bear River entering this one at 3-7 on the regular season, and Spanish Fork entering 3-6 on the regular season. I had the opportunity to chat with both teams earlier today to ask them about the mentality heading into round 1 of the playoffs.
Don't have any pressure, really. I mean, you're the underdogs. You're not expected to win, so just go ball out.
We get to start new. I mean, we only won 3 games in the regular season, but all that doesn't matter, and crazy things can happen in the playoffs. So
all of our preseason games were 5A schools, good 5A schools. You know, we beat Orem, and because the whole point was we want to be ready for the playoffs. And I told the boys, I don't care how many wins we get during regular season. It's all about the process. Are we getting better? And tonight we'll see if that strategy worked or not, if we've gotten better or if we haven't.
Renewed sense of energy for both of these teams. You can already see that. Back to you guys.
So you saw there that Jace Roberts got his first catch of the game and a big gain that got them a first down and more. They're now at the 37-yard line after the run by Tyden Jones. 2nd down and 5. They'll pass outside to Roberts, a little low, but he's got it now. Cut inside, gets back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain there. It'll be second. They might give him a yard. It'll be 3rd down. And yes, 5. 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Bears.
Yeah, strategy as plan of attack is going to be interesting going back and forth. You see, these are very evenly matched teams. So it's going to be where are you going to get your window.
Nice option run by Owen Olsen, the quarterback. He pulled it and went, and he chose wisely, running up the middle for the first down.
QB run game has been huge right now. It's been good because they have to honor the running game. The running game's been very effective, and so they have to make sure the running back doesn't have the ball. And it turns out the QB keeps the ball with a lead blocker each time, getting sufficient yards.
Talon Marble moves into the backfield. He'll take the carry. He's got a lot of room to run. Marble right up the middle, down to the 30-yard line. Another big gain for the Bears in the run game. It's a gain of about 31 yards. We do have an injury on the play. Hate to see that. And it's an offensive lineman. It's number 55, Kevin Bravo, a junior, who is shaken up on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we'll take a short break. We'll be right back with more Game Night Live after this. Spanish Fork and Bear River tied up at 3.
I love my new Blazer. It's cute and comfortable, very quiet, and drives really good in any weather condition. My experience buying it here at John Watson Chevrolet was super awesome. Everyone was really friendly. I didn't feel a ton of pressure, and they helped me get the exact Blazer that I wanted. Definitely a 5-star experience.
John Watson Chevrolet, your 5-star Chevy dealer.
I would give them 6 or 7 stars if I could.
Bravo gets up on his own power, and he's on the sideline. Let's hope to see him back in action here shortly. We hope he can return. In the meantime, we are back to the 30-yard line. The Bears, after that big gain, now 1st and 10 from the Spanish Fork 30. Catch is made by Marble after that big run he had. Now he's down to the 23-yard line. So the Bears offensively have been able to do whatever they wanted tonight so far.
Yeah, these yards after contact is huge. Great job by Marble right there of extending that play. They actually had him all stuffed up around the line of scrimmage, but he's able to break the first tackle, keep going, and even the tackle that pulled him down wasn't clean. He was able to get a couple extra yards, making this 2nd and 3.
Quarter winding down. We're under 30 seconds left. Olsen. Jones wrapped up quick.
Great penetration.
Huge
right
play by number 55. TJ Evans, the senior defensive lineman, gets in the backfield for a TFL.
Never been a great supporter of the 2-man pull from that side, the guard and the tackle pull. If you don't have a tight end on that side to cut off that backside defender, there was a 3 technique to that side. That play should have never been ran, or the offensive lineman should have checked to not pull and just get that back block right there, because that's just very easy angle for that D tackle.
All right, that is the end of the first quarter. Spanish Fork and Bear River tied up at 3 in this 4A state playoff battle. Let's go down to Mary Louise Cook in the end zone.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Spanish Fork, like I said earlier, has that record of 3-6 on the regular season and 2-4 in region play. But what their record does not reflect is that in those 4 region losses, that they were decided by just a singular score in each one of them. I talked to the team earlier today just about how their record does not reflect the strength of their team.
We're definitely a better team than our record shows, and Coach Smith's always been preaching we don't care about a region trophy or preseason trophy. Like, the playoffs is where it's at, so we just got to finish games and ball out.
I think, we got guys on both sides of the ball that can really make plays happen, and I'm not worried that we're not going to show up or anything. We're gonna put on a show and do our job. So.
Well, the most unique year I've ever coached is this particular season, just the way the games have finished. But, the boys know they're close, and it's on them, I think, more than anything now to finish at the end of games.
Not only were those 4 region losses decided by a singular score, but it was by a combined 21 points in those 4 losses. Back to you guys.
Olsen in trouble, gets it off into the middle of the end zone. Intercepted!
Jacobs.
Brock Jacobson comes up with it at the safety position. Huge play as the Dons get the stop.
That had the makings of being a tremendous play by Owen Olsen right here. Look at this escape. Great step up into the pocket. You had a receiver that was open, but you got him guarded by an outstanding defender in Jacobs right there. Great defensive adjustment in the air to go up and make that play, get a touchback so the ball's at the 20-yard line. Your defense is going to have to step up in these playoff games. And Jacobs, as Coach Smith said, is one of the best players he's ever coached.
He's going to take a breather, but he'll be out there quickly as one of the top targets of McKay Smith. Jacobson's been banged up. He's been injured for a few games, so they're happy to have him back just in time for the playoffs. Okay, it's a double reverse. Ryan Olsen on the carry, gets about 2 yards.
Such a long play.
Too long, you're right. It's got to be quicker, right?
All depending. I think those type of plays, it depends on where you're at on the field. Have you done enough to make the defense bite on the first reverse or the first fake? Those things are very slow developing no matter how quickly you run it. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and I like to run that more in the middle of the field to the short side where you're not going to end up.
Smith's going to hand it off up the middle. We've seen a lot of that tonight. Vest is going to be sore in the morning, but he is every Saturday.
Right. Yeah, this guy gets a boatload of carries. He's built for it. He's done a tremendous job on the season. As we said, this guy is well over 1,000 yards rushing in just a 10-game season. He is the workhorse of this offense.
Smith went to the sideline to get the play. Got 4 receivers and Vest in the backfield. 3rd down and 5. Smith in the pocket, throws over the middle. It's caught. Stiff arms his way to the 50. Still going. Ethan Beckstead, what a play. Down inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Was this the second coming of Mike Allstar? This guy broke tackles, run guys over. He wasn't even trying to avoid the defender there. He's just like, you're going to take this hammer.
Ethan Beckstead means business.
Yes. Great run right there. Run after catch, which is exactly what you want. Looks like the penalty's on the defense.
Okay. So you're going to tack on more here.
These seam routes are really, really coming to fruition for this offense.
Face mask. Defense number 31. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Wow. Look at this seam route. Great throw, great catch. Look at that.
Boy, the run by Beckstead. That's some impressive yak right there.
Oh, yeah. That's the Terminator run right there. Get out of the way.
Boom. Motoring. First down and 10 at the 23. After the penalty yardage is marked off, Smith hands it off. Vest patiently waiting for a hole to open, and it does not. The Bears sniffed that out.
I like it. I know they're only getting a couple yards here, but this is the type of offense. You can see it already. They will stick to that. And if they can stick to that, it's going to pop. They love running right behind Aaron Dunn on that right side of the offensive line, rightfully so. But they got to stick to the running game.
Catch is made. Jukes the defender. That's Ryan Olsen.
Picks up the first down there. Now you're going to go right back to that running game. Here is great. This is where I would do actually a play action. your defense is going to be thinking, okay, we know we practiced all week for Caden Vest, right? I would play action to Caden Vest and throw a backside slant post.
Vest cuts it up, down inside the 5 to the 4, near the 6 again.
Or just keep running with Caden Vest. You're good. Keep with the running game. It works. I'm more aggressive, so my offensive coordinator skills are a little different. But this is your bread and butter. This works. This guy's got over 1,200 yards rushing this season. Ride that horse.
That was his longest run of the game, and you know the Bear River defense is expecting him to get the ball. So anytime he pops one of those, it's impressive because they're keying on him every down.
Well, you can see it. Look how flat the defenders are. You're getting ISO coverage through, across the board.
They'll go back to Vest, right up the middle, fighting his way close to the goal line, down to the 1.
First and goal from the 1 yard line. As easy as that sounds, it's not that easy. I've seen so many offense stall at the 1 yard line. They used to tell us, man, you got to defend every blade of grass, or in this case, every blade of turf.
Whatever that stuff's made out of. Here we go. Big play here for both teams.
Yeah, they're going to go quick to the line of scrimmage here, go right behind that right side of that offensive line. I formation. Let's go Little Giants here, power I.
Dons have 4 shots to get it in. Vest up the middle, bounces off defenders.
Touchdown.
Into the end zone for the touchdown. The Dons put 6 on the board on the back of Caden Vest.
That's great. It's big for offenses to score on points off turnovers, right? A great defensive play there by Jacobson. You translate that to good offense, and you got to reward that turnover with points. That's how you win football games. Great job by Spanish Fork at taking advantage of the turnover.
The extra point is good. And the Dons have a 10-3 lead with 8:26 left to go in the first half.
Great, tough running right there. It is 1 yard, so you got to be able to block well. But not only block well, but you got to follow those blocks, hit that hole hard. Great job by Caden Vest right there and getting into the end zone for that tough yard.
Let's take another look at that Beckstead catch and run. That was just fantastic. Play of the game so far.
Oh, yeah. Great catch. The floor was a little behind him. Stiff arm. Boom. Great job. You can't envision that any better. Great job here. Right over the middle. Stiff arm. Boom. Get off me. Boom. Get some. He would have kept going right there. Great run by Beckstead.
It was also a great job to adjust to the ball in the air. It was thrown a little bit behind him, but he made the adjustment and wrestled it from the defender. So the Bears have the touchback. They'll start this drive at their 20-yard line. And if you're the Bears, you got to be a little frustrated right now, Sly. Their offense has been clicking, but they've had trouble getting into the end zone at the end of these drives. And they have the field goal to show for it and then an interception.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at that, right? Like, you have multiple games this year where you have big yardage, right? You know, to the point where you're having big penalty yardage and you still have big yardage. But it doesn't matter if you're not punching it in the end zone.
Yeah.
And so these guys got to punch it in the end zone. As we said, you can't exchange field goals for touchdowns.
Hand off, Jones. He's a big running back.
Yes, he is.
And he's a junior. He's got room to grow even more. He's going to be a force next year. Was this year as well. Not to discount what he's done this year, but as you project ahead with this talent, everyone expects big things your senior year. Jones is going to be a back to watch in 4A next year.
Got a lot of players on both of these squads that are going to be extremely great next year. I mean, this might be a playoff matchup that we look forward to next year as well.
Olsen gets to the edge, cuts it up to the marker and more. Nice effort by the quarterback, Owen Olsen. We're going to mark him right at the 30-yard line. That should be enough to move the chains.
Yeah, he's been running great in this football game. They gave him some great QB design runs. And even that right there. That's a big 10-yard gain right there, or 8-yard gain right there to pick up the first down. You're going to see that. That's going to open. That's going to bring this defense aggressively up, and then you're going to be able to throw it over the top to Jace Roberts.
First down, Olsen steps up in the pocket. He's going to run again. Why stop? Almost to midfield. He's right there at midfield. Another big gain. That's 20 yards.
Yeah, well, I mean, one, he's very elusive. You know, right? He does have a great arm to throw the ball, but one thing, Spanish Fort is getting great penetration, which is what you want. But with an elusive quarterback, you got to be able to match his speed. And this is probably something they didn't anticipate on film, is to see Owen Olsen getting loose in the running game.
First and 10 from the 49. It's a pass, and it's knocked away. Excellent defensive play by number 7, Eli Maunga.
Good attempt at the RPO right there. I think that was predetermined that he was going to pull that. The defender was there. Great job at him and getting his arm in there and knocking that ball out, not giving him anything.
Maunga, another one of these talented juniors for Spanish Fork. Second down and 10 from the 49. Olsen is going to hand it off. This time it was Brody Miller on the carry, the senior. Not much there. They clogged up the middle pretty good to Spanish Fork.
As you said, great job. I mean, Spanish Fork has been doing a great job with penetration. That's why the QB run game has been good. Not oftentimes the QB can run away from everybody multiple times, especially in the one half of play. But that has been a benefit for Bear River moving the ball on offense. But now you're here, you're third and long. You gotta, you gotta throw this football. And what do? Now they're going to be able to play two safeties deep here. Do you run tunnel screen here? See what you can get out of it, or even QB draw? You've had success out of it.
3rd and 9 from midfield. Olsen steps up in the pocket. Bounces back outside, and they get him. Ball's loose. The fumble is recovered. A strip sack by number 33, Alex Coyle.
Great job right here. Great pursuit. That's what you want. You want 3 and outs. Way to get off the football field there by the defense.
I give some credit to Gavin Fitzgerald, the offensive lineman, for recovering that fumble. This could have been a lot worse for Bear River. Fair catch is made. Nixon Warren with the fair catch, and so the Spanish Fork Dons will start this series at their own 21-yard line. We saw that Spanish Fork defense step up on that drive.
Right.
They gave up that big run play, and it looked like, again, the Bears had some momentum, but the defense steps up to get the stop.
Going to need that multiple times. The game's not over. Game's not, out of reach at all. The defense is going to step up, so one thing that drive does is build confidence for them to be able to do that. But it's not going to be easy. Owen Olsen, Jace Roberts will have something to say about that come later in this football game.
Vest up the middle. Good for about 6 or 7.
Invest, you got to keep pounding, right? Once the Carolina Panthers little slogan, keep pounding, keep going, keep handing that ball off. You're draining clock. You're making that defense tired when you do that.
Bad snap. Smith jumps on it. That was almost disaster for Spanish Fork. The Bears almost had an opportunity to take over in their territory, but Smith jumps on top of the snap. They were just a split second away from getting that.
Very, very close. That's a big loss. Loss of down. And you go back. Now 3rd and 12, 3rd and 13.
As good as a sack.
You're going to need a big conversion down the football field.
3rd and 12, ball's on the 19-yard line. Smith's going to roll out to his right, throws. It's incomplete. It'll be fourth down.
He had Brock Jacobson on the corner out there too, but it's very hard to roll out to your right as a left-handed quarterback. Even see the field. It's I don't know, your vision's even a little skewed when you're a left-handed quarterback rolling out to your right. But it's very hard to deliver the deep out route or even the deep corner route with your offhand.
So Spanish Fork will punt. Nearly blocked, and it's short. Oh, the Bear River Bears are going to get good field position here. It rolls into Bear territory, but only to the 48-yard line. So the Bears basically get a start where they left off on that last drive.
It's good. It's a game of chess, right? This game is far from over. You know, you punt the football. You punt the football as they did on the last time, and you hope your defense can step up, which they've played pretty well in this first half. And you hope they give you another opportunity, a short field opportunity, one with a turnover or with a quick 3-and-out, which is what happened there. Now Owen Olsen takes back over.
Olsen keeps it. Plenty of room to run. There is a flag down. He gets past the 40 into Don territory, but it's not going to matter.
It's going to be holding. That's going to come back. Make it 1st and 20.
Boy, if you're the Bears, you're frustrated. You get some positive stuff going, and you keep shooting yourself in the foot.
You know, it's funny. Last week, I'll wait for the ref to give a call here.
Holding, offense, number 50. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Cam Rising comes up to me during the game, and he goes, is that frustrating for you when they call holding like that? Or like when you get holding, you don't get it? I'm just like, I mean, really, you could call holding every single play if you want. So it's just all determined on when the ref wants to call it, right? And that's both sides of the ball. Defensive players, we do holding as well. But you can literally call holding every single play. One, there was just a position where the guy didn't know where the quarterback or ball was, and he was wide and open. It's a very easy call.
Olsen throws. Roberts. Catch is made. Just in time. They all got there just in time.
Wow.
Before the defense closed on him.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is not an easy throw. He's on the far hash, has to throw it out, pinpoint to the sideline. There was air under it.
That was terrific.
And Jace Roberts comes up with the great catch right there, making it 2nd and 8. Great throw there by Owen Olsen.
Gets them back close to where they started. Jones can't get much, about a yard, maybe 2.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 6 here. I mean, with that big throw that they had on 1st down and 20, this kind of gets it back to, you know, your open playbook. From what Bear River does on offense, you can really open a playbook for what you want to do. QB run game has been great. I would do like a QB draw here. Send everybody down the field, have it checked down. If the penetration comes again, keep it, Owen.
Olsen's going to throw. Wide outside, the catch is made. Inside the 35-yard line.
Great concept.
That's Talon Marble.
Great concept right there. But it's more than concept. It's decision-making, right? Owen Olsen's doing a great job of moving the safeties, moving the defenders.
Jones dancing around, getting a few yards there. Decent run on 1st down, about 5-yard gain. Again, this offense has done really well when they're not penalized and when they're not turning it over.
Yeah, they are moving the football. Owen Olsen is doing a great job. This senior is doing a great job of managing this game, making great throws, setting up their receivers for success. And it's only a matter of time before they get in the end zone.
Marble in motion. Olsen, high snap, takes it, throws it out to Marble. He's going to cut it back inside, now goes outside. They can't grab him. He's slippery. They finally do. He gets to about the 25-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Now we're back to 3rd and manageable here, right? Back here to 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Open that playbook. I mean, you're going to do a QB run here all day.
Olsen's going to run it.
Yeah.
He had a gap. He still finds it enough for the first down.
As I said, QB run game has been very good for Bear River. One, you're going to get to a point where you can run QB run game and make it be a fake. Make it a play action almost, a fake QB run play action, and have somebody slip out into the secondary, and that's an easy touchdown. But Owen Olsen's doing a great job of managing this offense, taking his time. This doesn't feel rushed at all, right? They're going in between huddling and no huddling and up-tempo and taking their time.
High snap again. Olsen gets it, hands it off to Jones, trying to power his way through that middle. That's good luck against Aaron Dunn, who flexes a little there. Big number 79 had that hole plugged.
That's a big boy right there. As we said, Spanish Fork's been getting some great penetration in the run game. They do here, but Aaron Dunn, that's a big deal. You're not moving him. He's like a big mountain right there in the middle. The best you can do is just stand in front of him.
Second down and 10. Olsen. Roberts has it in the middle. He's to the sticks. It's a first down. He fights for as much as he can get down to the 11 or 12-yard line.
Great job.
Well, that's a first down for the Bears.
That's what you want to do right there. Great job right there. Turn it up. As soon as you get it, go straight upfield. As much yards as you can. He was headed straight for that first down. Jace Roberts, that's a good senior receiver with knowing exactly where the sticks are and what you got to do. Great route, great throw, great yak.
First and 10 from 11. Olsen keeps. Now he's going to cut it up the middle. Bouncing off defenders inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line.
You got offensive linemen who don't know what's going on. Watch this offensive lineman right in the way. Where are you going?
Whoa, get out of the way. I'm trying to score touchdowns.
Go downfield and block somebody. Don't look at me. Great run, great play design. Again, QB run game right there, right? You fake the run to the backside, you pull both pullers. The defense goes to the running back and you keep it. Second down and short. This would be good.
30
bootleg.
seconds left in the half.
Bootleg here.
Clock's running. Olsen hands it off. Jones can't get there. He's short. They have 3 timeouts, so plenty of timeouts. They'll take one here. The Bears will stop the clock with 20 seconds left in the half. This has been a great drive by the Bears. They're working the clock perfectly.
Yes.
Now it's a test of will. Who's gonna win here at the goal line? The Dons or the Bears?
Well, I mean, you're here. You can, just like we had it at the end of the first quarter, tied 3-3. You can go into halftime here, tied 10-10. It's a very evenly matched football game.
Under Armour, Wilson, you're welcome for the free advertising.
They'll take it. They'll take it.
They don't need it.
They don't, but they'll take it.
Oh, beautiful night. This doesn't get any better than this. Look at this place. I love doing games here. There's so many scenic places to do football games, and Spanish Fork is among the best.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm out here wearing shorts tonight.
It's awesome.
With the crazy Utah fall, you don't know what weather you're going to get every single day. I'm taking advantage of the sunny days.
What are we going to get here? 3rd and 1. 20 seconds left in the half. Jones up the middle. Into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Bear River Bears. Tyden Jones has his first touchdown of the game.
Great run. Great run right there. Great setup. I don't think the defense thought it would be anything else. I know I didn't think it was going to be anything else. That was a run, but even better execution, leaving 14 seconds on the clock right there. Tyden Jones would not be denied.
So Higley, who's made a field goal already, is going to come in and do the extra point to tie the game with 14 seconds left in the half. No doubt, extra point is good. We're tied. This is exactly what we came here for, Sly. It is an even matchup, and we're seeing it here in the first half.
Big time, big boy running right there. Great job. As you said, all that tip of the ball just needs to touch that white line. That's all that needs to happen. And did great initial penetration right there and allowed it to touch the white line right there. Great job by Titan Jones. Great job by Bear River. 14 seconds left.
Sun is setting here at Spanish Fork. Lights are starting to shine. It's a perfect night under the Friday night lights as we kick off the Utah High School football playoffs. Games across the state tonight. Winner of this one gets Skyview, the #1 seed, in the next round of the 4A state playoffs. And they're going to blow a whistle there. Yes, it's going to
big time
have to be redone. So I'll move it back to the 35-yard line, which means, Sly, that there's a very good chance, almost a 100% chance, that this is going to be returned. So we're going to see some action here with 14 seconds left.
Yeah, they're just going to squib the ball here. Squib the ball right down the middle, hopefully get a long dribble of the football here, allow your coverage to get down there.
Gives a full boot. Here we go. Low kick.
Great coverage.
Oh, how about the coverage? Traven Davies had the return, but Bear River wasn't going to let him get far. So the final 8 seconds here of the half. We'll see what Spanish Fork chooses to do with it. Most likely see a knee, and we'll enter the halftime here at Spanish Fork High School. He's going to throw it. Smith. Now he lets it go. That's intercepted. Tyson Brager's got it. Time runs out. Oh, boy. And Spanish Fork's glad it did.
Yeah, they are. Because that's field goal range for sure. Both of these kickers got good legs, so they would have made that, but he tried to get all the way to the end zone.
He got inside the 20, but it wasn't far enough to get points on the board, so that was a lot more exciting than taking a knee. I'll give him that. I don't mind that at all. That was fun to call and watch. Well, not so much for Coach Smith, who's
trying to find an explanation of why he threw that.
He's having a moment with McKay. Yeah, that's learning experience here as we go to halftime. It's tied up at 10 here between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Bear River Bears. First round of the 4A state playoffs. Mary Louise Cook has some money to give away. Let's go down to her in the end zone.
Do have some money to give away. KSL Sports is streaming tonight's game on the KSL Sports app, the KSL Plus app, and KSLSports.com. As a part of the broadcast, Utah Community Credit Union is proud to present a scholarship to an amazing student from Spanish Fork High School. Our winner was announced during a previous Game Night Live broadcast. Adelise Flores is the winner this week. She couldn't be here tonight. I know it's fall break, so some students missing, but the school did submit a bio on her accomplishments during her high school career. Now, Adelise is a senior and one that leads by example in every way. Punctuality and participating in classes, a friendliness to everyone, and being an academic rock star are just some of her qualities. She's also a quiet leader and is humble by nature. Adelise doesn't attract attention to herself. She's involved in multiple clubs and sports, including Latinos in Action, Key Club President, Youth City Council Mayor, lacrosse captain, and a member of National Honor Society. After graduation, Adelise will pursue further education and no doubt succeed at anything she sets her mind to. Congratulations to Adelise Flores from Spanish Fork, and thanks to Utah Community Credit Union for their support of local high school athletes. UCCU, love where you bank.
Thank you. Congratulations to Adelise. Sly, just real quick, some thoughts that you have after watching this first half. It was good Good competitive football game, exactly what we expected.
Yeah, good back and forth. I know the game ended on an interception right there, but Spanish Fork gets the ball coming out here, so they get to redeem themselves. Another opportunity. I think that's what Justin Smith was telling his quarterback as they exited the field. But you're seeing great on both sides of the ball. You're seeing running the football, which I didn't really expect out of the Bear River offense.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to force the ball into Jace Roberts, but they're having some great success with Owen Olsen running the football and, of course, punching it in the end zone there. But I think both offenses, both sides of the ball is showing some signs of life that they can get it done. But, of course, these defenses are stopping both of them, making each other punt. So this is a very evenly matched football game. And I think it's going to come down to the wire.
24 minutes remaining in this one. You do not want to miss the finish. We'll take a break during halftime. We'll be back here in 13 minutes with second half action from Spanish Fork High School.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need for their own fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated, with locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Utah's offense 125th in the country coming in. They needed a spark, and they found a new Eric Weddle to give it to him. Sione Vake. Wow, he was impressive.
He was, and I just loved everything about what he did yesterday. He came in, he was playing all defense and offense. Coach Witt said after the game that he is definitely all defense and a part-time running back. So during the meetings of the week, he does 80% defense and 20% offense. But you definitely saw his skill set on display. You know, in high school, he was a dynamic two-way player, and it was just awesome. But what I really loved about this game was how decisive he was with his decision-making, making plays all across the field, getting us in field goal range and opportunities. It's a big field position battle, and he was doing a great job on the offensive side of the ball. But again, what I loved about this was his decisiveness. When he saw an opportunity, he made it happen. Here, he sees this hole, and he plants that foot and goes. That's something. He's not dancing around. He's not second-guessing it. He's like, that's what I see. That's what I go get. And so with that, he was able, because with these blocks, you can't sustain blocks for long periods of time. That's why those little windows of opportunity you have to take advantage of. And then even when he gets into the open field, you see his playmaking ability. The yards after contact is huge. That play, he got 10 yards after the contact. It was awesome. And then, of course, the big touchdown.
This was great.
Absolutely awesome. And this is speed. That's something you can't coach.
Right.
That's something you can't coach. But I loved it. The play call was absolutely perfect. Andy Ludwig drew this up. But it starts with the formation, right? First, you go 3-on-3 up here. So you can literally cut this field off here, take these guys all out of the play. When defenses are on their game and they're stopping the run, they have an extra defender. When you go Wildcat, you need an extra defender because the quarterback's not in there. So this is an 8-on-8 battle right now. So all Sione Vake has to do is make one guy miss, and he's gone. There's nobody on the third level. So he does a great job of setting the defender up right here. Great block by Jalen Glover. Setting the defender up inside, bouncing it outside on the 8-on-8. There's nobody on the third level. Touchdown every time.
The offense was great, which is amazing to see. 34 points on the board. The defense did exactly what we'd expect them to do. But that's huge because that disruption is going to be key as we go into USC week. They've got to do the same thing to Caleb Williams.
Yeah, this defense was awesome today. Turnovers, they got after the quarterback as they have been all season. This is a defense that's built to carry the load. I think that they can do all the time. Blander Barton does a great job all the time. He's been one of the most consistent players on this defense. But this QB pressure, time and time again, has been absolutely stunning. From the safety position to the linebackers to the D-line, they've all contributing in big ways. Van Fillinger finally getting back into the mix was huge as well. Jonah Ellis leading the nation in sacks, got 2.5 yesterday. He was absolutely awesome, and that's what you're going to need. Caleb Williams is literally fighting for his life. We said it. We watched Caleb Williams. He looks like he's at recess.
Yeah, because he has to run around in circles because his offensive line is so bad.
But he's great, right? He can still make plays out of that. So what you're going to need multiple guys, which the Utah defense has, and I think we're going to get after the quarterback next week.
Let's hope the Utah defense can do what the Notre Dame defense did to Caleb Williams.
Yes.
If they do so, Utah can get a victory.
I believe it.
On the road.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Slides back to break down the Cougars' loss at Fort Worth against TCU. It's tough. You got to go back sometimes and watch the film of those losses to understand why it happened. And you start with the defense for BYU.
Yeah.
This backup quarterback did not look like a backup. Hoover was amazing. Why was he so successful against BYU's defense?
Yeah, when you go into a game plan, I think we talked about it, right? It's like they got a backup quarterback. BYU's coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
This should be in BYU's hands. But this backup quarterback came to play. And, you know, life is all about opportunities, right? And I think that Hoover made the most of his opportunity at playing BYU. But it starts here. This was a bad defensive play.
Yeah.
As a safety, as a defender, you got to wrap up. I remember I hit a guy in the NFL, Dick LeBeau. First thing, he got knocked over. It was a big play. Dick LeBeau came running over to me and was like, wrap up, wrap up. Because that's what you have to do. You can't lead in with your shoulder here and think you're going to take down these big receivers. People are bigger, stronger, faster these days. You have to secure that tackle. That was a bad play on the defense. But overall, I didn't think the defense played that bad.
Interesting. So why was he so successful? Because he looked like an All-American.
Man, he was just putting the ball where his receivers could make happen. Like, even that play right there, that was just, he caught the ball. That happens. But tackling yards after the catch, you got to minimize that. But this right here was a dime.
That's a great throw.
That small window right there, that is so hard to do. And then even here, this is not bad defense. You don't want him to go inside. You force him outside. But that is a 6'6", 265 guy playing on a safety. You make the harder throw by going outside. I think Hoover was just ready to play. He was really awesome in that game. And as you said, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to people. And I think that Hoover just had an amazing day, 32 completions on the day. He just played awesome yesterday.
No sacks, no TFLs. They got to get in the backfield. That may have helped, but like you say, just tip your cap.
Yeah.
He was really good. What are you going to do? All right, on the other side, the BYU offense couldn't keep up.
Oh.
What is the issue with the offense? Just 11 points on the road, and it's not going to get any easier as the schedule goes on.
Honestly, looking at that tape, that is some stuff that you just want to throw out. You just want to throw it out. Honestly, watching that, it was more a reminiscence of the Oregon game last year. There was so much penetration in the backfield. There was absolutely nothing that could develop ever run from the running game. And, you know, what we talked about earlier with the Sione Vaki being decisive with the running.
Yeah.
And you can't. You get running lanes, and they close so fast because of the penetration from TCU.
They have speed,
Yeah, nothing was able to develop. Passing game was abysmal. That was just a game that you can't even really teach off of. It was really bad. Just cleanse it and get on to the next week.
Well, the good news is they are going to move on to the next week. Texas Tech comes into Provo, so BYU will be back at home where they've seemed very comfortable this season. Sly, thank you.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
All right, believe it or not, the high school football regular season has come and gone, and with round one of the playoffs starting this Friday.
Can't wait for that. But before we move on to the postseason, let's take a look back at this final week, Week 10, with the Game Night Live highlight reel.
I can see the future is looking like we love. I can't wait to live in glory. Won't you take away our requirements? Might as well turn up now. You gon' come up unannounced to the drums. Do you like the way it sounds?
Oh boy!
You know the future.
The party's still on his feet. To the 10-5 touchdown.
Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing than they did in the studio.
video. Usually send they verses back to me and they be terrible, just like a 2-year-old. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the gold. I'm like, go ahead, say it then. Who the gold? Who the gold? Who the gold? Who the gold? Who you really rooting for? Like a kid that had been from January to November. It's just too cold.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
If you want to avoid your AC breaking down this summer, the best thing you can do is stay on top of your AC's annual maintenance. But if you do find yourself with an air conditioner blowing hot air, Any Hour Services technicians service all brands, and they can usually get to you pretty quick. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. Whether you need maintenance, repair, or replacement, the technicians at Any Hour Services can help you keep your home comfortable all summer long. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need for their own fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated, with locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
I love my new Chevy Blazer. The first time I saw one driving down the road, I knew I had to have one. It fits my skis perfectly. It's cute and comfy. I got my Chevy Blazer at John Watson Chevrolet. My experience was amazing. The staff always treats you like family, and it was easy from start to finish. I would rate John Watson Chevrolet 5 stars. In fact, I would give them 10 stars.
John Watson Chevrolet, your 5-star Chevy dealer.
I would definitely recommend anyone looking for a new car to come to John Watson Chevrolet.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer or stop by any branch.
All right, welcome back to Spanish Fork. Before we get back to the football, look behind us. I love living in Utah. Isn't that beautiful? Sunset here in Spanish Fork. Perfect night for football. We're not wearing coats in the late October here. It's playoff time.
Soak it up.
And it's perfect. All right, we are glad to be here. This is a great game so far. Spanish Fork and Bear River tied up 10 in the first round of the 4A state playoffs. Sly, your first thoughts about that first half. What do you expect to see in the second half from these two teams now?
I expect the same things. You know, I don't think things will change. I feel like Bear River feels like they're in control. As we said, they were going up-tempo, slow-tempo, huddling, no huddling, just doing exactly what they want. You know, there was just opportunities where they couldn't punch it in the end zone. So great defense by Spanish Fork. But I've seen great things on both sides of the ball. I've seen that Spanish Fork was having some success with the passes in the slot. I think Jacobson's going to get more involved in the offense in the second half. They're going to have to start putting up some points here. They get the ball coming out here. But I saw a lot of good things from both teams. It's going to be very interesting how this plays out, because normally in the first half you can tell, like, okay, they're going to really game plan this, and this is how it's going to end out. Really, either things, both sides, it can go either way in this second half. So it's a coin toss for how this is going to finish. Spanish Fork is up first, so they have the advantage going in the second half with the first opportunity here. But they did in the first half with the interception. So Bear River's still feeding off of that. So it's going to be very interesting how this plays out.
About 3 minutes before kickoff, and you look at both of these teams, and there was some mistakes on both sides, I thought. But, you know, you expect that from teams. This is kind of why they're here in the first place. With these seeds in this position. But you also saw there's a lot of skill out there, and there's a lot of young players on both sides that I think bode well for the future of both of these programs. You're looking at one of them right now, number 79, Aaron Dunn. What a top talent he is. We saw his impact in this game so far, but both teams have a lot of young talent. And also you look at the senior leadership of Bear River. I was really impressed with Olsen, the quarterback. in a playoff situation like this, really taking charge and taking control and doing whatever he can to extend his high school football career.
Yes, you're coming down to the wire, right? You know, as a senior, as you're going out, that's very, very difficult. And if they can do that, that's what you want to do, is you want to extend this playoff, and Owen Olsen is doing a great job of that.
Let's go down to Mary Lou's Cook, who's standing by with Spanish Fork head coach Dustin Smith.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, Coach, all tied up here at the half. What was your message to the team in the locker room?
We got to play more aggressive. We're a little lethargic. We're not playing like it's a playoff game right now. So that was really the message. Schematically, there's a couple missed. We're letting guys slide across our face, play side, or backside pressure. Defensively, we haven't kept our eye on the quarterback. He's been getting loose. I expect him to come out and throw it a little bit more, actually, this half. Offensively, we're not firing off and getting into guys, which is that's what we pride ourselves on. So that was really the challenge to our offensive line, was to get moving their butts a little bit more.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
All right, back to you guys.
Sometimes slide's really simple. Just move your butt, right?
Well, we heard it from Eric Larson, right? And coming out in the second half of the American Fork game, it's like, we got to score more points than them. It's simple.
Yeah.
So, it is really simple. This is a 0-0 ball game, essentially. Here going into the second half, you get the ball to start. Hey, let's go. What our game plan is, it's working. We're moving the ball offensively, but we have to punch it in the end zone. We cannot settle for field goals. And I think that's going to be the story of the second half, is who can punch it in the end zone, who's settling for field goals, or who's turning the ball over.
So Spanish Fork deferred after winning the toss in the first half, and now they're rewarded. They'll get to receive here in the second half.
Beautiful night tonight. Absolutely love this atmosphere here at Spanish Fork High School.
We do have some final scores in the playoffs today, some earlier games. Woods Cross defeated Taylorsville 52-13 in the 5A playoffs. Also in 5A, Orem defeats Wasatch on the road 48-24. Second half underway here. Nice return. He's got a chance. He can't break that last tackle. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle made, but a great return by Traven Davies.
Great job right here. Great slide to the outside, but amazing tackle.
Brody Miller may have saved a touchdown.
Amazing tackle to save that, because if he didn't make that and he was broken out of that, that's a house call.
Another 4A playoff score. Stansbury rocks Jordan 62-7. That is a final. Smith, quick toss outside. Brock Jacobson with another play. Jacobson's having a good night. A night he'll remember in reception in a playoff game. Also had a big play on that first drive.
Yeah, knocking him out again.
Kept him out of the end zone.
Kept him out of the end zone. Great guy, and I think he's a big part of this offense in the second half.
Handoff, Vest up the middle. That's the first down. That's going to move the chains. He picks up 8, needed 7.
Love the way they run that there. Watch how tight he is to his runners, his blockers on that, picking up every single yard. From the back angle, it doesn't look like much, but he is moving his feet there and got the first down easily. Great defense.
Excellent tackle. That's number 20, Daxton Bingham.
Wow, way to shoot the gap right there, Daxton Bingham right there. Just confidently, if you're going to take it, take it. And when you take it, make the play. Look at that, secure the tackle. Great tackle right there, tackle in space. But everything about that was awesome.
Bingham gets the TFL, loss of 3. Smith quickly. Catch is made by Nixon Warren, the hero of the win over Orem earlier this season. A double overtime win in Orem. The Dons got a big win early in the season. Warren made the game-winning catch. Warren also plays quarterback, just a freshman. See a lot of him in the next 3 seasons after this, but they're not done here. Tied at 10, 10:36. Left to go third quarter of this 4A state playoff game. Smith fakes, goes deep, takes a shot. Nixon's got it. Nixon Warren with a big gain. Down to the 24-yard line. That's a pickup of 25.
Oh, talk about these guys being aggressive. This is a screen and go right here. Great fake, great hips. Great hips by the quarterback. Dustin Smith, the quarterback's coach. And that was a great hips, great mechanics right there by the quarterback position, but you got what you wanted. You got one-on-one on the outside, great delivery of the football. Great tackle.
That carry was by Davies. He's wrapped up quickly. Gain of about 2.
Great tackle right there by Dagan Povey. Sorry. Wrapping him up and securing that there. Only getting a 2-yard pickup.
2nd and 8. Smith. Almost intercepted. Caleb Korth came up and almost got that one.
That would have been gut-wrenching. Great defense right here. Great read. It was late on the RPO. He was a whole second late. As soon as you pull that from the running back, you got to throw that ball. You can't wait for him. If the receiver is not open by the time that you have faked it to the running back, that is the receiver's fault. You have to throw that ball, and because of that, he allowed the safety to come up and potentially make an interception.
3rd and 8. Smith looking to the end zone, takes a shot. Incomplete.
I didn't like that route. He had one-on-one coverage, which is what you wanted. And at the very least, he could throw the ball right into the hip pocket right there and catch. It could be a adaptable catch. Would have been 1st and goal at the 5-4-yard line. But the route wasn't clean. It was very easy for the safety to read. And you're settling for field goals.
Benji Vargas gets another chance. Already kicked a 44-yarder in this game. This is a little shorter. This is from 39 for the lead. It's got the distance.
That's good.
It's good. Benji Vargas from 39 gives the Spanish Fork Dons a 13-10 lead.
You gotta like that from both teams. We've seen that in this game. Both teams step up down here in the red zone. We've seen multiple opportunities where the opposing offense has an opportunity to capitalize on the red zone opportunity, but these defenses step up down in the red zone and allow field goals or, to get them out of scoring range. Turnover, whatever that may be. So both of these defenses, Bear River and Spanish Fork, has been stepping up where you need it the most. You need them to step up the most in that red zone. Great job.
Vargas will kick off. After giving the Dons a 3-point lead, that's a touchback. So the Bears will have to do it the old-fashioned way, go 80 yards for the touchdown. .941 left to play here in the third quarter. Olsen on the option. He's going to keep. He gets a couple of yards before he's taken down. Alex Coyle did a nice job bringing him down.
Great defense. You want to slow play that. Make him go as wide as you can for as long as you can. He's going sideways. He's going nowhere.
Marble in motion. Olsen, plenty of time. Rolls to his left. Over the middle. Catch is made by Roberts. Jace Roberts has a first down to the 35-yard line.
He has a clock in his head, right? He's going through his reads, but he always knows where Jace is.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. He's going through his progression. He's going to hit this over route, but he's like, Jace, come open. I know you're sitting in the middle. Come with me. Comes right open, hits him right over the middle, first down. Those two have chemistry that you rarely see.
They've played with each other for a long time. Olsen, plenty of time again. This offensive line doing a great job. Now he's in trouble. He took a shot. Got rid of it. He was close enough to a receiver. They're not going to call grounding. So they'll just bring it back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
It's so crazy. All these quarterbacks nowadays, you just see it from the NFL down to the college level and out of high school, and how they extend plays. This feels so much like recess, not the traditional quarterback mechanics that you see, which is great because Owen Olsen's doing a great job extending play, looking for his receivers. But it's just so different than what we're used to.
He makes the right read there, gets a huge gain. Olsen up the middle on the option. 30-yard gain.
QB
what a run by Olsen.
They had no idea. After all the times that they've ran this one play, and Spanish Fork looked like it was the first time they see it.
Jones on the carry. He has the Bears' only touchdown in this game. He gets a few yards there, about 5 yards. That's a nice first down play. And this Bears offense is rolling.
Right. But it's so under control. From the play calling to the execution, they don't feel flustered. They don't look rushed. They're down by 3, but you wouldn't expect it with the way they're moving down the football field.
Olsen over the middle. It's
RPO.
caught. First down and more. He's loose. He's going to take it to the house. Talon Marble. 32 yards. The Bears are now on top.
Great RPO game right there. Great play call. Great timing right there. He had a couple receivers he could hit, but that was a hot route. I mean, we didn't call it RPO when I was in high school. It was straight hot route. I seen you had an opening. The linebacker's tight. That seam is open. Look, as soon as I snap it, look. That's exactly what that was right there. And great yak yards.
Extra point is good. And the Bear River Bears take a 17-13 lead on the road. What a terrific drive and what a play here. Olsen to Marble.
Bad tackling, bad angles. What is great run after catch right there by Marble. Great yak yards, great throw, great play call. Had Spanish Fork defenders running right into each other.
Yeah, that's not playoff tackling.
No,
it's not
at
going
all.
to get it done.
No, it's not. But again, they were under so much control under that drive. It didn't matter what they were doing. It's almost like they took a long drive, but they weren't breathing hard. Right? It was very, very under control. And this is what we said at halftime. Which team is going to be exchanging field goals for touchdowns? Spanish Fork had the ball to start out, got all the way down the red zone, settled for a field goal. Bear River took it all the way down for a touchdown.
Dongs with a chance on the return. Ooh, bounces off the tackler. He took a shot, takes a lick, and it keeps on ticking. Decent return by number 89, Marshall Gurrell. Sophomore receiver, getting some special teams action in the playoffs. So now, Aaron Dunn and the Spanish Fork offense must respond. Down 4 on their home field. 7:40 to play, third quarter.
They were very aggressive in the drive before and kind of stalled when they got down to the red zone. Let's see how aggressive they are coming out here. You got 2-by-2 spread here.
Smith has time over the middle. Intercepted! Brody Miller inside the 20. And the Bears are set up for another score.
Brody Miller didn't move.
Nope.
He was there. Brody was there the entire time. He was there the entire time. The quarterback's eyes was locked on Jacobson right there. He tried to force that ball in there. He's there the whole time. That is not a throw you should make. One, they've had success with the seam route. The defense sees that. That's a penalty.
Flag on the Bears. Incomplete. Let's wait on the call.
The defense sees what everybody else is seeing. As an offense, you got to be either uber confident to be able to make that, or you got to make an adjustment off the adjustment.
Yep.
That's a coaching adjustment at halftime to tighten up the coverage on the seam route, and that's just a great defensive play.
Illegal substitution. The defense, 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
I think this ref is really cool. The way he calls these calls, he's got some swag to him, man.
Smooth.
He like settles in there. Let me make this call real quick.
Smooth as butter. Bears throwing
RPO.
over the middle.
Touchdown.
Fights his way into the end zone again. Marble with another touchdown, and the Bears extend their lead.
Same play call, just the other direction. They're starting to pour it on now.
Confidence building on that Bears sideline. There's the numbers that came to see this on their side aren't big, but they're excited. Chance to take an 11-point lead here. No, they're going to take a 12-point lead. The 2-point conversion out of that formation is good. A lot of people think that's a gimmick. They ran it that time and it worked.
Got to stay on your P's and Q's at all times. Great job right there.
How about Marble?
That's just tough.
Playing physical.
Great job right here. Look, tough at the point of attack. Great job right there. And then on the extra point, man, you're staying on. Honestly, I don't think that's a call from the sideline. That's like, look, if you see it, you see the defense not paying attention, go. And so that's I think we call it swinging gate, right? It's the swinging gate, extra point, field goal, whatever you call it. Swinging gate, and you have a look. It's always on at first until you say green, green, or orange, orange, whatever it is, and that converts to a field goal. So if they never convert it back to a field goal, it's on. And you got your big running back there, and he'll score it. Giving him opportunity. That's an easy 2-point conversion.
25-13. What a difference a couple of minutes makes. The Don's out of shot here. He's got a wall. Down the sideline, inside the 40. What a return by Ryan Olsen. So you're down a little. You need some spark, and Olsen delivers it on the special teams play.
That's why special teams is important. We've seen on the first kick return of the second kick return of the second half, because this is the second touchdown by Bear River. They had an opportunity, but there was a touchdown saving tackle by them. This time, they get the edge, and they make it just open field. He got caught from behind.
Okay, this offense, McKay Smith's got to regroup and flush the pass play behind them. Vest with a run. They go run here, and he fights his way for about 5 yards. Boy, they needed that return. Bear River had all the momentum. Now the Dons can score quickly.
They're going to have to. They're going to get back in this game. They're down by 13 or 12. They're down by 12 here. Multiple scores. They had the ball to start the half at 0-0.
Smith looking, fires across the middle. It's caught. Nixon Warren with another big catch. That's the first down.
Great throw in traffic over the middle. Very tough to hit over the middle.
Smith quickly out to Warren again. He's got the hot hand, dances around, gets outside, gains about 5 or 6 yards. They'll take that on first down.
Up tempo.
6 minutes remain, third quarter. Vest has blockers, tries to cut it up. He's close to the marker. I think he's got enough for a first down. He does. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
This up-tempo is something that they got to go for the rest of the game because this is looking really good for them. Now you're getting flat defenders across the board.
Vest up the middle. Slips through, gets down inside to the 2-yard line.
Great tough running right there. Continue to go up-tempo. They're making substitutions.
They're going to go a little bigger here now to try to power this in.
I saw 3 go in. How many people's on the field right now? Only saw 2 go out. 3 went in, 2 went out. Let's see.
Olsen hands it off the Vest, up the middle. Down at the 1. He's short. So it'll be 3rd and 1.
They're going to up-tempo this.
3rd and goal from the 1.
They're going to go up-tempo this. Same play, same play.
Here they go. Jumbo Vest fights his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So the kickoff return by Ryan Olsen sets up a Spanish Fork touchdown. And they cut into that Bear River lead. 25-19 pending the extra point.
How about that? We only had 10 points in the first half. There's some points explosion here in the second half with 25 points. 24 right now, on the verge of 25 points here.
Kick by Vargas is good. Yeah, the floodgates have opened here in the 3rd quarter. Non-stop action. Here's the touchdown by Vest.
Great job. He just ran the same play. Double up, follow your blockers. This is mano-y-mano. Push that sled. That's all that is. That sled pushes right there. Drive those legs as offensive lineman and fullback. And your running back just follow right behind them. Find that crease, get into the end zone.
25-20, 4:40 left in the 3rd quarter. So the Dons did exactly what it felt like they needed to do. If you don't score there and Bear River continues their momentum, it would have got really tough on Spanish Fork. Instead, this is a 5-point game as we go back and forth here in this 4A first-round playoff matchup. This has been fun. The kickoff by Vargas has no chance to be returned. Vargas has himself a leg. That's impressive at the high school level. 4:40 left to go here, 3rd quarter. The Bear River Bears will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. And that is a beautiful mullet I see in the middle of our screen there. That is unbelievable.
That's cleaned up. He just got that trimmed up today. I like that.
What's a Mississippi mudflap doing in Bear River, Utah? That's what I want to know. Olsen again with a big run up the middle on the option. Spanish Fork's defense has no idea what to do with this.
It's the same play. It's same blocking scheme, same everything, and they just have not been able to figure this out. Olsen with well over 100 yards rushing right now, really controlling this game from the QB position. That is the Wildcat, essentially. It really sucks because you don't want to go zero coverage on the outside to put an extra defender in the box, but you have to because their QB running game is really hurting you.
Jones on a carry, bounces outside. He's got a big gain of about 9. So first Olsen with a 17-yard run, and now Jones with 9. The Bears' run game is gashing the Dons right now. Second down and about a yard to go. As you can see right there in the middle of your screen. Olsen runs option to the boundary. He's not going to get anything there.
I mean, I think he's going to be 3rd and inches, but really close to the first down marker unless they give it to him. They gave it to him.
They do. They're going to give him the first down. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Screen
Olsen
and go.
looks left. Now he's going to go right. Dunn's chasing him. He's just going to throw it away. When you got 6'8", 285 running after you, throw the ball away.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's a smart senior quarterback right there. Look at Aaron Dunn. That's a high school junior, folks.
Not even a senior. Imagine if he was in your 8th grade class. This kid's been this big for a while.
He wasn't much smaller as a freshman here at Spanish Fork, I'll tell you that. Also plays on the basketball team. Olsen fighting for yards, gets almost 4 or 5 yards. That'll make things a little easier on 3rd down.
Yeah, Olsen's going to need an ice bath after this game. He's been taking a beat in this game, but well deserved. I mean, he's got well over 100 yards rushing. Being extremely productive all across the board here.
3rd and 5, Olsen. Plenty of time in the pocket. Jace Roberts has it, 1st down and more. Past the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Another 3rd down conversion for the Bears.
This guy's like Cooper Kupp for this offense. The routes that he's running is all Cooper Kupp type routes, right? Just the under routes continued on, trying to get mismatches with the linebacker there, and even if a corner was trailing him, he'd be trailing him in that formation. But you can tell Olsen that's exactly who he's looking for every single time.
2 minutes left, 3rd quarter, and now we have a stop and play.
Hey, man, it was home field advantage. Trying to get... The ref is talking about killing the music while the other team is going. It's like, that's home field advantage. We got to work the clock here.
Clock will start. Under 2 minutes, 3rd quarter. Olsen throwing it, caught. Talon Marble's having himself a game, and he's going to add a few more yards to it.
He's working that slot extremely well. This RPO here to him. Catching it, getting upfield. That's a great gain on 1st down. 2nd and 4.
Second and 4. Jones will carry it. He stopped. Number 66, Elias Naulu. Fills that gap nicely. Forces a 3rd and 4. Another 3rd down for the Bears. They've had success on 3rd downs in this game. Olsen's going to throw. In the pocket. Here comes the rush. They're chasing him to the left. He's going to throw it. It's incomplete. Incomplete, and the Dons get a stop. But now the question is, Sly, they're in that zone where you kick it or go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. I mean, you're able to do things. Even on that play there, he extended the play. He almost could have kept it, knowing that they were going to go for it on 4th down and made it 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, whatever that could have been. That was a possibility on that play. I mean, you definitely go for it here. You're up by 15. No, you're up by 5 here. It'll make no difference.
4th down and 4.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
taking a shot. Roberts has it. Touchdown, Bear River. On 4th and 4. A 32-yard touchdown pass from Olsen to Roberts.
Give it to him. I'm telling you, he's looking for Jace Roberts. Great play call for one, but great execution, great patience by Owen Olsen right there to throw it open. Great hands, because he would have to extend. That was great hands right there. Shout out to the camera crew for getting that, because that was beautiful. But just great all across the board right there. Even if it was 4th down, they didn't care. It was fine. They didn't panic. But look at this. I was like, oh, yeah. Give it to him. Watch the overextended hands here. Great job looking outside, then back inside. Oh, beautiful. Great job. Look at this. Great route. You see that route? Great route. As soon as I seen that Duke move in the slot, I'm like, oh, yeah, give it to him. Defender wasn't even able to get a hand on him to reroute him. That's why I'm like, go. You got it. If you don't got two eyes on Jace Roberts, you're in the wrong. He needs to be double teamed every single play.
With 43 seconds left in the third quarter, Bear Rivers lead back to 12. It's 32-20. And Boy has the action picked up here in the third quarter. Spanish Fork with a return. Still going. Gets past the 25. It was 10-10 at the half, Sly. It's now
32 points in this third quarter.
22-10 here in this third quarter alone. And there's still 37 seconds left. So let's see what Spanish Fork can do.
32-point explosion here in this third quarter. Really jumps things up, makes it interesting. When Spanish Fork is on, they can move down the field. They throw the ball well. They've had an unfortunate interception 2 times this game, one at the end of the half. A big one in that third quarter, which I felt really shifted and extended the lead for Bear River.
Smith with trips to his right. Takes a shot down the middle. Oh, a one-handed catch attempt by Olsen. Fans want a penalty. So does the Spanish Fork sideline. They're not going to get it.
Yeah,
Let's see it. Let's see this, Sly. What do you think?
No, definitely not. You call this good back and forth action right there. The defender looked back, which is what you want. But this is great. You don't call that. That is not. That's a no call as it was. Great job by the referee.
Smith, catch is made. First down. The Dons move the chains. Nixon Warren with another catch.
Yeah, they're going big here. If I'm Bear River, I'm gonna be looking for that big play and take that away. Slide.
Smith taking a shot. Warren's got it. Nixon Warren, 61 yards. The Dons answer in a big way. Wow. I told you there was time. How many points scored now in the half?
39.
In the quarter.
38, almost 39.
Wow.
It'll be 39 points after this field goal. I'm telling you, if I was Bear River, I'm like, they're looking for the big play. Protect the big play. I'd have an umbrella defense with under defenders looking for that. Oh, man.
Extra point good. What a game. 32-27. There's still 6 seconds left in the third quarter, Sly. What a shot by McKay Smith. That ball was money. Warren had to come down with it, but this pass is perfect. Right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, and the reason why is the up-tempo. The defense was being nonchalant. You catch the defense nonchalant, go right over the top, get the 39th point of the quarter, back to a 5-point lead for Bear River.
Defense optional here right now in the second half in Spanish Fork. Defense, we don't need no stinking defense.
It's playoff football, baby. This is the defensive first half, right?
It really was.
We're seeing none of that here in the third quarter.
Vargas will kick off with 6 seconds left in the third quarter. Just going with the squib here. That's trouble. That could go out of bounds. That's a penalty.
No clock, no time went off the clock. Ball gets set at the, 35, 40-yard line. You're going to come out here with QB run game again. Yeah, aside from the first drive of the second half, there's been no defense. The first drive of the second half, Spanish Fork was driving. Bear River ended up stopping them in the red zone, settled for a field goal. That was the only, goodish defense in that third quarter. Otherwise, These guys have been going bang buster all the way down to the end zone on both sides.
Team out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 35. First down.
Told you, this guy's cool. He's got some swagger with his calls.
Final play of the third quarter, barring a defensive penalty. Olsen again on the option. They wrap him up this time, and that is how the third quarter will end. And what a quarter it was. 32-27. Saw 39 points in that quarter. An unbelievable quarter. I can't wait for the fourth quarter. 32-27 is the score. We got 12 more minutes left. They're going to be electric. Speaking of electric, let's go down to the sideline where Mary Louise Cook is standing by with some cheerleaders.
I sure am. Well, tonight, actually, we had the Spanish Fork Youth Cheer Program. That's an extension of the Spanish Fork Youth Football Program cheering tonight because Spanish Fork varsity cheers on fall break, so they couldn't be here. So this is an awesome opportunity to allow for inclusion and cheerleading for these lovely ladies. So we're going to start off here. We have Ella. She's going to tell us, Ella, how long have you been cheering?
This is my second year.
Amazing. Okay, so glad to have you here on the sideline with me. Now, Grace, you were telling me that this is the first high school game, first varsity game that you've ever gotten to cheer at. What does that mean to you?
Yes, this has been amazing. The high school football players are great players.
Amazing. Thank you for cheering and being here tonight. And then Lily, for you, this is your first year a part of the Spanish Fork Youth Cheer Program. How have you enjoyed the experience so far?
Oh yes, I've loved it so much. And I love building friendships with all the girls that you're going to be with in high school.
Amazing. And then I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the halftime performance, but they found out 3 days ago that they were going to be cheering here, and they learned their entire halftime performance in 2 hours, which I think is pretty impressive. Back to you guys.
Mary Louise, that is impressive. They nailed it, by the way. I did watch it. They provided some great halftime entertainment. It's great to have them here tonight. This is
fall break?
Yeah, fall break.
Every man working. Come on.
We don't get no break. Boy, it looked like a couple players got broke out there on that play. I could feel that from up here. Oof. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not good.
That is not. That is physical football. Eli Maunga in there. Looks like he's still down. Hate to see that. There is a flag on the play as well. A lot going on here. We're trying to process.
Let's watch our guy. Watch him set up for this call here.
Holding. Offense. Number 53. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
All right, that was one of the more casual ones of the night. But that is, as you said, JJ, that's some physical football happening right there. And that's what this fourth quarter is going to have to be. So a big 39-point explosion in that third quarter. It is now the fourth quarter. We've got to change it on the scoreboard. We're going to have to see exactly how this comes out. Is this going to be a defensive fourth quarter?
It could be, just like the opening quarter was. Olsen on 1st and 20. He's being chased.
The rush.
He gets rid of it. Bear River wanted a penalty on the end of that, and they're not going to get it. I don't see. Did they toss a flag? I don't see one.
I don't see one.
So it'll be second down and 20. The ball will remain at the 38-yard line. This football game has had a little bit of everything. A lot of highs and lows, ups and downs for both teams. But here they are, both teams with a chance to win a playoff game here in the fourth quarter. Olsen takes the snap. He's going to pull again. This time they wrap him up. It looks like that defense has finally figured out a way to lock up on him in the middle of that field.
They're all over the QB run game here in this fourth quarter. That's now the last two QB run attempts. They've been all over. Owen Olsen's going to have to try another version out of that package. I know they've been running the triple option where they do the RPO, a part of that. He's either going to have to hand it off, because I feel like the handoff is there, or the running back probably isn't even expecting it.
3rd and 17, Olsen. Gonna throw it up. Going for Roberts. Incomplete. No flag. Excellent defense by Will Gunter. Will Gunter on the stop in coverage.
This could have gone both ways here. They gave it a no call. This is a good hand fighting, and I think the defender didn't get the pass interference call because he looked back at it and tried to make a play on the ball. There was a lot of hand fighting on there. You could have called the pass interference because the ball hung in the air.
Takes a Bear River roll inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. But for Spanish Fork, they force a punt, and now they got the ball with 10:17 left to go in the game.
That's the first defensive stop with no points the second half here.
It's been a while.
It's been a while since we've seen a punt from Bear River's offense anyway. Well, great job. This might be a defensive fourth quarter here. We might get down to the final minutes with it still being a 5-point lead. We'll see how aggressive the Spanish Fork offense is here on this drive.
Smith with trips on the boundary to his left. That's where he goes. Warren, who had the touchdown catch, doesn't get much there.
Yard pickup right there. Good defense right there. Stock blocking and getting off the stock block and making a play.
Now trips to the right. Smith takes the snap. He's got time. Running out of time. Not anymore.
Wow. Gobbled up. Defense.
Brody Miller again. What a game Brody Miller is having.
Who do you give the game ball to? This is incredible. Great job by Brody Miller at keeping with the rush. Quarterback keeps the ball. You keep rushing, and you will be rewarded. Brody Miller, interception, now sack.
3rd and 16. Smith, intercepted. Tyson Brager.
Tyson, the other baller on this football team.
Tyson Brager, the senior, comes up with the interception. And the Bears are in great position here with 9:35 left to extend their lead.
Great play right there by Tyson. Goes up and gets it. A lot of people wait for that ball to come down. That allows the offensive player to, but Tyson was like, no, I'm getting my 5th interception of the season here. I'm going up and getting it. All defense thus far.
Olsen, plenty of time. Taking a shot to the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Oh, he dropped it. He could not hold on. Oh, boy, what an effort. And Talon Marbles had a great game, and for a moment he had it. Hey, look how close this is to him making this catch.
Great throw, first of all. That's a very, very hard throw. To put touch on that ball, but Marvel right there could have had the play of the week for sure. The extension. One, he had to fight off the defender, right? There's a very physical at the point, but getting to the open and stretching out. If he would have pulled that in, oh my gosh.
Bears took a shot in the end zone on first down. On second, they will run, and he's going nowhere. A group of Spanish Fork defenders get the TFL, led by number 66, Elias Naulu.
Great job right there by Bert Nelson at making sure that penetration messes up the hand up. Make Owen Olsen think about keeping it or handing it off. He got back there so fast, he's like, all right, take the running back. Don't hit me. Great job by Brett Nelson right there.
3rd down and 13. We're under 9 minutes left to play. Reset, new play. Olsen in the pocket, takes a shot again.
That's a catch.
He caught it!
That's a catch.
What a catch! Jace Roberts inside the 5, in between 2 defenders.
I mean, there was no opportunity that he went. That's against a great defender, too. There was no chance he was throwing to anyone else on that play right there.
How did he catch that?
That's incredible. To keep 1 foot in bounds as well. Wow.
First and goal for the Fort. Jones trying to fight his way in. He can't, he's short. He's just short by a yard. Wow, what? I can't get over that catch.
We thought we had the play of the game, the catch of the game right there.
To haul it in between two defenders and stay in bounds.
But over a great defender as well.
Yeah.
He had to fight off Brock Jacobson to get in position to catch the ball while a safety is barreling down on you. That's just greatness.
Jones stops.
Half-yard line.
3rd and goal now from the 1.
Eating up clock, which is good. This is tush-push territory. Honestly, for me, if I'm Bear River, this is 4-down territory. I got it.
You want to slam the door shut right now.
I know I'm up by 5, but I cannot settle for a field goal here. Cannot. That is a 1-score opportunity. I have to go for it twice here.
Loaded backfield. Handoff. Olsen's going to keep it into the end zone. Touchdown, Owen Olsen.
Triple option there.
The Bears can taste it. They're 7-26 away from advancing to the playoffs into the 2nd round to face a familiar opponent. Swinging gate again on the 2-point conversion. Keep an eye on this. It worked before. They're going to try it. The jump pass. The 2-point conversion is good on a jump pass on a swinging gate. That's the first time I've seen that all year.
Great triple option right here. Owen Olsen works it to perfection. Doing a great job with the QB running game. He's had all those yards rushing. Now he gets an end zone. But look at this swinging gate play. This was awesome. As Jared said, you don't see the jump pass off of the swinging gate opportunity. Oh, this is the big pass here to Jace Roberts. Look at him keep that foot in bounds. Great job right there. Ball go over the top, get position.
Wow.
Gets that right foot down. Breast cancer awareness tape job tonight. Jace Roberts, you can see why they put up so many numbers this year. Jace Roberts was 40 yards away from a 1,000-yard season. He definitely got that in this game, but
he's got 2 touchdowns tonight.
2 touchdowns. This is just absolutely incredible performance by this Bear River offense. Started slow in that first half, but they have picked it up here in the second half.
So the pressure now on Spanish Fork builds. And that kick finally rolls out of bounds. They'll get it at the 35. The Dons have 7 minutes and 26 seconds. They're down 13 here in their home field. Got to have 2 touchdowns. Got to have 2 touchdowns to win this game.
3 timeouts, plenty of time.
And they've got the offense. We just saw Nixon Warren take one to the house from 60 yards.
On the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Smith's going to throw it short here.
Great play call.
Will Dart fighting for yards.
I like that because it's a bang-bang play. I like it to the short side of the field as they ran out here. High school fields are a lot wider hashes, but when the defender's playing 7 yards off and you got your old lineman close to you, oh, interception.
That's picked off. Spencer Tupou threw it, and that might do it.
That's the second time they tried to force the ball into Traven Davies. But again, the pressure makes him make those decisions, not seeing where the defender's at.
That's Gunnar Christensen, the junior defensive back, with the pick. Another turnover for the Dons, and that has been their undoing tonight. Too many turnovers, too many interceptions.
That's the 4th interception tonight.
So now the Bears will try to burn this clock and take a victory back to Tremont.
Yeah, that's a far drive. It's better to do it on a victory.
It's going to be a party tonight. They're not going to mind the long drive if this result holds. 6:39 and counting. Olsen, plenty of time. This offensive line has done a great job tonight.
Yes, they have.
He's going to go ahead and take the sack. It's okay. They're trying to burn clock here.
The O-line's doing such a good job that these receivers are tired, and they're not uncovering. The receivers knows that Owen Olsen's holding that football. You got to uncover, keep running. But this O-line's doing such a good job that he's having so much time that these receivers are tired, and they can't even uncover.
Aaron Dunn will get credit for the sack. 3rd down and 12, but more importantly, the clock continues to run. We're under 6 minutes to play. The Bears taking their sweet time, down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
No reason to go up tempo here.
Trips to his left. Now they bring Roberts in motion. Olsen's going to look for him again.
Wow.
He caught it. That's a first down right at the sticks.
It's so hard to judge the ball when it hangs up there like that. You're like, do I jump now or do I wait? Because the ball hangs up there for a bit, right? Because going to a far hash all the way to, that's like a deep out. That's the NFL combine throw that they want to see you far hash to over there. That ball hangs up there. The defender's there. Brock Jacobson is there. It's just hard to judge that ball in the air, and then the chemistry between Owen Olsen and Jace Roberts is just so grand. Look at that.
Another big run. Marble gets loose in the middle. He's got a first down.
He's doing everything.
He's had himself a night. Yeah, I agree, Sly. I don't know who to give the game ball to tonight because they've had so many primetime performers tonight. Marble's been huge. Jace Roberts has been unbelievable. Owen Olsen's done a great job at quarterback. You've had other guys step up as well, make big plays on defense. Garrett Stone or Brody Miller had a big night tonight.
Right, 2 interceptions.
So, yeah, they've had a number of guys really step up. Jones found the end zone of the running back position. They've had a lot of guys step up tonight. Jones is going to carry up the middle. He's taken down. Gains about 5, and that clock continues to shrink down to 5 minutes.
Great job. Jones fitting his way in there, allowing this clock to burn. Look how slow they're getting out of the huddle, eating up clock. 21-20.
Olsen's going to keep again. He's got a first down. Carrying defenders all the way to the 20. What a night for Owen Olsen.
Yeah, he's doing that. Look at that. He's just feeling that right there. You know what? I would not mind going up to the Skyview Bear River game next week.
That's going to be fun.
Wow.
If this result holds with 4 minutes left.
Well, if this result holds, yeah. But, like, you look at the prior matchup that they had.
Absolutely.
You can see why that came down to the wire.
Yep.
Yeah, Bear River, man, they look really good in this football game.
Skyview would be on upset alert, that's for sure. The Bears look really good tonight. Jones, stiff arm to the sideline, runs out of bounds at the 6. Will stop the clock. Probably not what his coach wants, but the junior will learn better in the future.
He's like, I broke free right there. Let me get a little bit of glory. He's got a touchdown tonight, so that works. This has been an offensive explosion here in this second half.
It was 10-10 at halftime.
47 points here.
What a different game here in the second half. Jones cuts it up, taken down to 5. That'll kill some clock.
Yeah, they're just going to run the ball for the rest of the time here. No need to throw it. I just put big boy package in every single time. Just keep running the football.
Olsen keeps. Tackled at the 3-yard line. 3 minutes and 10 and counting. You can see on the screen there. Bear River Bears 3 minutes away from advancing in the 4A state playoffs. Another final in the 4A playoffs. Dixie defeats Logan 55-13 in St. George. Jones, we got a reverse, looking for Olsen. Nope, he's going to go back. It's Marble on the other direction. Marble's going to take it in for another touchdown. What a night for Talon Marble. And the Bear River Bears are on their way.
There's some ballers on this football team. Look at that there. Well, he was supposed to throw the football. Didn't see anybody open, but he's like, so? I got the ball in my hands. Let me make this happen. Marble, as he said multiple times in this game. Now his 3rd touchdown, this one rushing. Heck of a game. Jace Roberts, Marble, Olsen.
Extra point is good. And the Bear River Bears have a 47-27 lead on the road with 2:30 left to play.
Again, 10-10 game at halftime. That was too easy for him. Great change of direction.
Talon Marble now has 3 touchdowns tonight. A 32-yard reception, an 11-yard reception, and now a 3-yard touchdown run. Even though he was going to pass, but he didn't pass, he decided to run.
Right.
And he made the right choice. It's 47-27.
Yeah, because they burned good clock on that too. They burned good clock on that drive. Now 2 minutes and 30 seconds left with a 20-point deficit. Seemingly out of reach.
The Dons will fight to the final. Tick of the clock. The guys flying around all over the place. The Dons will start here at the 20-yard line.
Been a terrific football game. Good back and forth until one team just put it on them. And again, we said it at halftime. Field goals, touchdowns, or turnovers. And unfortunately, Spanish Fork has been victim of a lot of turnovers here in the second half.
Spencer Tupou now in at quarterback, the senior. He's going to hand it off. The Dons are accepting their fate here now. Yeah, Sly, you hear the cliche all the time. It was much closer than what the final score indicated. It truly was tonight. This was a 5-point game going into the 4th quarter. Give Bear River credit for making the plays they did defensively. You mentioned the defenses needed to lock it up in the 4th quarter, and one defense did. And it was Bear River. And now they're going to go home with a win. So now you look forward to that game next week. Bear River and Skyview. We mentioned it the last time those two teams played. Bear River had a chance to win it. They were down. They rallied with 3 touchdowns in the 4th quarter and had a 2-point conversion that would have won the game. But they could not get it to go. Tupou over the middle. Cannot get it. Nice effort. That's going to be flagged. That's a penalty. So the Dons will get some yardage on that. But I'm really curious to see the rematch. And you don't often get to see in high school football teams play each other twice. We're going to get it next week. And Bear River's going to have a lot of confidence going back to Smithfield for that one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, they probably
Pass
should have tried.
interference. Defense, number 16. Number 1, 15-yard penalty, first down.
They probably should have tried the swinging gate pass on the 2-point conversion instead.
Serious.
that worked.
Maybe they're
so
saving
well.
that for that playoff game next week.
Yeah, because they could have been like, oh, we're going to tie the game up here. But no, swinging gate pass. Oh, intercepted.
Tip pass, almost intercepted.
They had it. It was up in the air for a while.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line.
Uh-oh, he's got to move.
Oh, another sack for the Bear River defense, and now we got some stuff going on. You don't want to see that.
It's a little extra.
No harm, no foul, I guess. Play on.
That was a big sack right there. They're letting this clock die here. This should probably be the last play of the game right here.
Now for Spanish Fork, let's talk about the Dons real quick before this game ends, Sly. A lot of juniors, sophomores playing on. Even a freshman had a 60-yard touchdown reception tonight. The future's really bright for the Dons.
Exactly. I mean, the quarterback, I know he made a lot of mistakes. Wow.
Spanish Fork not going out quietly. A couple of seniors connect for a big play. Tupou to Olsen.
That had to feel good for Tupou right there. You're a senior going out, you throw a beautiful strike. Almost getting away for a touchdown score. That would be a great way to go out as a senior.
Dons aren't quitting here. Fighting till the end. 29 seconds left to play here, and they want to get into the end zone.
Yeah, that's not the Dustin Smith's attitude right there. He's going to fight all the way to the end, as he should. You know, you give some promise to this team going forward, right? You get a mission in the offseason. You get that staple together. And you guys follow that all offseason and use that as motivation to start the year, because their senior class next year is going to be darn good. Spanish Fork senior class, they got so many guys that are huge productive players on this football team. That's going to be huge products in the 4A next year.
Tupou going to the end zone, taking a shot. Olsen knocked away. Took too long to get there. Good job by the Bear River defense to prevent that touchdown from happening. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 18.
Giving them an opportunity right there. You see they're taking some shots at the end zone. What's good about taking shots at the end zone, you stop the clock. So you get opportunities to do it again. Well, essentially, they got 4 downs on this. They used one. Expect every opportunity they're going to take right now as a shot at the end zone.
Tyson Brager had that pass breakup. Tupou taking a shot again. Got it! Touchdown, Spanish Fork! Tupou to Tyson Mansfield. So with 18 seconds left, the Dons put 6 on the board.
I'm just laughing. This has been an offensive explosion.
Hey, if you're bored watching this, I can't help you.
It's crazy.
I can't help you.
60 points? 60 points in the second half alone.
It was 10-10 at halftime.
Crazy.
They're going to go for 2. Of course they are. Why not?
Why not? I mean,
Tupou hands it off.
Run it.
They're going to pass it. Oh, Will Dart with the pass. It is incomplete. There's another look at the touchdown.
Great throw by Tupou, though. Touch, just pretty. His ability to slide left. Look at him slide left right here.
Good footwork.
Throw that right in there. Great throw. Honestly, I think these guys were just like, why couldn't we do that all game? That was a great drive right there. Great throws by Tupou right there. Great footwork at sliding left, sliding him, giving himself just a half a second more time, allowing that corner route to come open, and then delivering the football right on the money. Look at that mullet. Look at that. That is pretty right there. Look at. I wonder what product does he put in there? He's got some
ice cold water right there. That's a water boy.
Yeah. He's got some good juice in those curls, man.
We'll call that mullet a water boy waterfall.
His hair is blessed by an Alaskan medicine man.
That's beautiful.
I know Mary Luz doesn't know that comment, but
she has no idea what you're talking about.
No idea what's going on.
We've got an onside kick. And the Bear River Bears recover, and they'll end this game with a victory formation. The Spanish Fork Dons are a team to keep an eye on next season. But tonight belongs to the Bear River Bears, and their fans can feel it right now. They're going to love that drive back home.
Yeah.
Tremont and Garland, wherever you're going to go up there tonight, enjoy that ride. It's going to be a nice ride. Hopefully they stop off somewhere and get some burgers. I won't mention any joints, but there's plenty to choose from along the way. This team deserves it. They had a heck of a night tonight. They came here on a mission to win this game, and they really, really, really want that rematch next week against the Skyview Bobcats, and now they will get it. The Bear River Bears defeat the Spanish Fork Dons 47-33. That was fun. Congratulations to both teams on a great season, but it's the Bears that will survive and advance. A 14-point win on the road for the Bear River Bears.
It's been absolutely awesome for this senior class. Amazing performance. Owen Olsen, Jace Roberts, Marble. These guys put on a show for this offense. And Coach Whitey's got to be extremely proud of this group. You know, fight to the end, man. This is the playoff race, one and done. Leave it all on the field, and they left it tonight. This second half, they really, whatever that halftime speech was incredible. You know, as we said, 60 points in this second half here alone.
Well, Sly, we go back to the end of the third quarter. It's a 5-point game. Spanish Fork has momentum. And it was really, you can't tell by the score, but the Bear River defense tonight, there were moments where they had to make a stand and come up with plays, and they got some picks. The interceptions were huge in this game, and I think really the turnover battle was won by Bear River. And that's the difference in a game like this that was close most of the way. But that was a turning point in the game there. When they got that pick and scored, that's really gave them the separation they needed. But this game was a battle all the way through. A great playoff game tonight, and Bear River comes out on top.
That's what it's going to take a few more rounds till you get to, is 4A at Rice Eccles Stadium this year, or is this down at Utah?
4A's at Rice Eccles Stadium this year.
Yeah.
With a new realignment and teams all across the state. Hey, we're back.
It's a little bit of technical difficulties there. New realignment. Possibilities there of
It's just off. It needs to be turned back on.
So the Bears are celebrating on the other side of the field.
Great game for the Bears. This is exactly what you want to do. You travel all this way. I mean, it was a far drive for me. Imagine all the way up there in Tremont and Cache Valley coming all the way down here. But they put on a performance tonight. Great performance. Well-deserved. We get a sideline post-game interview from Mary Lou's with one of the stars, if not all of the stars. These guys were absolutely awesome.
Let's go down to Mary Lou's Cook, who's on that celebrating sideline.
All right, we've got Talon Marble here and Owen Olsen, stars of the game here, really. So first off, we'll start with what is the feeling heading to the second round of the playoffs?
Oh, it's so nice. It's a good feeling. I've never done that before, and I think as a program, it'll help us a lot going into the second round right now.
Owen, the feeling for you right now headed to the second round of the playoffs?
It's amazing. It's been a while since Bear River's made it this far. I just feel so good and ready to get back to practice tomorrow.
On Monday, all right. Now, Talon, back to you. 3 touchdowns in the second half. What was working for you personally? What switched over for you?
Honestly, I think it's just a team effort. Like, our run game was really good. That opened up for us receivers. And I think just our run game was so good that I couldn't cover our passing game either. So,
offensive explosion there in the second half. 37 points that this team was able to put on the board, and obviously you at the helm of that. What was the mentality heading into the second half? What shifted?
Just, we got to play more physical. Obviously we're running the ball really good, which opened up our pass game, and receivers were getting open, line was blocking. It all worked out good for us.
You talk about receivers getting open. What was your chemistry like with this guy tonight?
He's such a baller. I mean, you just watch the game. He always finds a way to get open, get off people. He's amazing.
All right, congratulations to the two of you. You're heading to the second round of the playoffs. Go celebrate with your team. I know you guys have already started that. Continue. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, Mary Lou's, thank you. Those are 2 young men that are having the time of their life. Just, you don't get many opportunities, Sly, to have these experiences. These young men, they fought and clawed and scratched for so long to get to this point, and now they're here and they make the most of it. They're going to advance in the playoffs. What a thrill. You see the happiness and the thrill on the sideline there. They came down here with a mission, and the mission is fulfilled, and now they got another one next week against Skyview, the number 1 seed.
Yeah, we were talking to Coach White before the game, and, I was asking him about how this has been, and he's just like, I just got to get Bear River back to winning culture. He said it multiple times and really trying to understand it. And when his players got to do in our pregame interviews, they were saying it as well. So that is definitely something that they want to harp on. And just listen to Owen Olsen there, and he's like, this has been such a wow for Bear River to get back to this point. It feels amazing. And that's winning culture, right? And these guys leaving this program with the standard for them to go forward, a winning culture that this coaching staff can perpetuate this program off of is truly awesome. But these guys are feeling the moment. As you said, I think that bus ride all the way back up north is going to be absolutely awesome. It's a hard year for these seniors for Spanish Fork, but I think that was a well-deserved win from Bear River in this game. And I can't wait to see that matchup against Skyview next week.
Yeah, the future's bright for the Dons, but tonight belongs to the Bear River Bears. They're headed to the second round of the 4A state playoffs. You can see the joy there. They'll take on the number 1 seed, the Skyview Bobcats, next Friday in Smithfield. That will be a dandy. Next week, our game of the week is a 6A battle, the number 8 versus the number 9 in the 6A state playoffs. We think this game right here is going to be dynamite. The Bingham Miners and the Syracuse Titans. We just saw the Titans 2 weeks ago against Davis in the Region 1 title game. They'll be back. They'll be ready to go. Rested up for this one. Bingham versus Syracuse next Friday at 6 p.m. Until then, I'm Jeremiah Jensen for Stevenson Sylvester, Mary Lou's Cook, and her entire Game Night Live crew. So long from Spanish Fork. We'll see you next week in South Jordan.